we're going to be talking about whether or not it's self-indulgent to want to be happy. Now, this is something that my students ask me about all the time, and I also see posts on the internet everywhere with people asking the same kind of question in various sort of guises and commenting with their opinion. And I was wondering, do you have any experience of this? Do you have any opinions about it? And if so, I'd love to hear what you think. So has, for example, anyone said to you, or have you heard it said, oh, it's so self-indulgent, all this talk and thinking about happiness and fulfilment and etc. It's so self-indulgent and selfish. I'm Vicky Newham and I'm your host on this lunchtime live today, and I've been teaching psychology for over 19 years now, and I'm passionate about helping others to create the life they want. And the reason why this question interests me is because it is so important. If we don't believe that we have the right to be happy and fulfilled in life, what chances will we have of enjoying our life and finding it satisfying and fulfilling? So do we, for example, have to sacrifice our happiness? So if the suggestion is that it's selfish to want to be happy, does that mean then that we have to sacrifice our happiness for other people? Does it mean, for example, that me being happy or someone else being happy means that you can't be too? If we believe then it's selfish to think about happiness, one of the reasons why this is important is because we are very likely to teach our children and our grandchildren this same belief. And so we were talking in a previous live about how the beliefs and expectations of others can influence us. And this is another example of something very, very similar. And so it's likely that, for example, what you believe about this question, whether or not it is self-indulgent to want to be happy and fulfilled, then what you think and believe about that will have been influenced by your family and the people around you. So let's ask the question again. Is it selfish to want to be happy and fulfilled? How do we know? How do we know what's true? Do we go on what we read on the internet? Do we go on what others tell us? How can we know this for sure? Or does it depend on how we define happiness? Now, this is where it gets really interesting. So a lot of individualist cultures, and that's most of the countries in the West, see the wants and the needs of the individual as being what's most important. And the family, the extended family, the community, broader society is very much seen as secondary to the needs of the individual. And this kind of view is very much reinforced as well by popular culture, by TV and films, by the media and by social media. And then the idea then is that happiness is all about getting the perfect job, getting an amazing income, getting the perfect relationship, getting the perfect home, and you know, all of those kinds of things. And the problem then with this can be that so much of the focus is on material things. And what this means then is that often there are winners and there are losers. It creates a sense of competition. It makes people think that, you know, that happiness is in short supply, and that, you know, commodities and resources are to be fought over. And it creates these, winners and losers. And if we think in these terms, then you can see how it kind of comes about that being happy can come at the expense of others. So if I get this particular thing that you want, or someone else does, for example, then you can't have it too. However, there is another way of thinking about it. So what if, for example, what if what you want in life doesn't come at the expense of others? So what if what you want in life is about sharing and giving and connecting with others and helping them and being part of a community? So if that's the case, how can that be selfish? What do you think? There's another really important element to this too, and this is that if we don't pay attention to our basic needs in life, how can we help others? Or are we saying then that it's self-indulgent to engage in self-care? So what we know from research, what's incontrovertible, is that happiness spreads in exactly the same way that unhappiness spreads. And happiness is positively correlated with a number of extremely desirable things like health and well-being and generosity, to name just a few. So if you would like to learn more about happiness and fulfillment and how you can create a life that's based on your values, my free online course can help you. And this is called Your Path to Fulfillment: Create a Life with Purpose and Meaning. And the enrolment link is on my website, vickynewham.com. So this has been today's Lunchtime Live on Instagram, and I will see you back here again tomorrow at 1300 hours GMT. So bye for now.